Everything you thought you knew about Heartland is about to be tested. In Season 19, the past refuses to stay buried. Love is pushed to its limits, and secrets long hidden rise to the surface, shaking the Heartland Ranch to its very core. The trailer has dropped subtle hints, but behind those carefully chosen frames lies a story deeper, darker, and more emotionally charged than anything we've seen before. If you think this season is just about reunions and horseback rides, think again. This time, the truth will break hearts, heal wounds, and change everything. Season 19 begins with a sense of fragile calm. Amy appears to have finally found balance in her life, dedicating herself to horses, to Lindy, and to a peaceful rhythm that keeps the pain of the past at bay. But peace is often just the calm before the storm. The trailer hints at a major shift. Subtle glances, lingering silences, and sudden tears all point to something stirring deep beneath the surface. Amy's world is about to be shaken once again, and this time, it won't be so easy to pick up the pieces. The most haunting part of the trailer shows Amy standing still, her face a mix of disbelief and fear. She sees someone she thought was gone forever. The silence around her becomes deafening. And that's where the speculation begins. Fans believe this moment marks the shocking return of Ty Borden, a twist that could turn the entire season upside down. If true, it's not just a surprise, it's an emotional earthquake. The trailer doesn't confirm his identity, but the intensity in Amy's eyes tells us that whoever stands in front of her holds the power to unravel every layer of healing she's built since Ty's death. But this season isn't just about the shock, it's about the consequences. The moment Amy sees this figure from her past, a storm begins to brew in her soul. Memories come flooding back, and old wounds begin to bleed. If it is Ty, and if he faked his death, the questions won't stop coming. Why did he leave? Why now? And most painfully, how could he let her suffer all these years? The trailer also reveals Amy alone in the barn, whispering to a horse, tears in her voice. It's not just sadness, it's confusion, betrayal, and unresolved love. She's not the same woman Ty left behind. She's stronger now, more guarded, but still holding on to the love that never truly left her heart. Season 19 promises to challenge Amy in ways we've never seen before, forcing her to confront the very foundation of her grief, her strength, and her capacity to forgive. Meanwhile, Lindy's story is quietly building in the background. She's older, more aware, and asking questions no one is ready to answer. In the trailer, she clutches a photograph and looks out into the distance, searching for something, maybe someone who completes her story. The emotional weight she carries for a father she never knew is becoming harder to ignore, and Season 19 is ready to finally give her the answers she's been denied for so long. This first part of the trailer sets the stage for a deeply personal and emotionally charged season. It's not about flashy drama. It's about quiet, shattering moments that change lives forever. Amy's pain, Lindy's curiosity, and the possibility of Ty's return all collide in a way that promises to deliver a Heartland season unlike any before. The secrets teased in the trailer are not just shocking, they're transformative. And this is only the beginning. As the trailer unfolds further, the quiet tension turns into emotional chaos. The focus slowly shifts from Amy's inner world to the wider Heartland family, each member reacting differently to a revelation that none of them were prepared for. And if the mysterious return is indeed Ty Borden, the emotional ripple effect will reach every corner of the ranch, tearing open old wounds and forcing long-buried feelings into the light. We see brief flashes of Jack, standing in the distance with his arms crossed, his face heavy with disbelief. For him, Ty was more than a grandson-in-law, he was family, a man he helped shape and guide. If Ty is back, there's a storm of emotion hiding beneath Jack's silence. Anger, confusion, and perhaps even guilt. Could Jack have known something? Could he have suspected? The trailer doesn't answer those questions, but his presence hints at a reckoning that's long overdue. Then there's Tim. Always the fighter, always the one who wants control. His expression in the trailer is clenched and conflicted. A man like Tim doesn't take betrayal lightly, especially when it comes to his daughter. If Ty walked away by choice, Tim won't forgive easily. But at the same time, the pain in Tim's eyes suggests he's struggling. Deep down, he knows that love and pain often walk hand in hand. This season will test Tim in unexpected ways, challenging the walls he's built and the role he thinks he plays in Amy's life. Lou, too, seems shaken in the trailer, caught between her instincts as a sister and her duty as mother and mayor. She's seen Amy break. She's held her up through the darkest nights, and now she might have to watch her fall all over again. Lou's strength is her logic, but this season, her emotions may take over. Her role will likely become one of protector, trying to hold the family together as the past threatens to tear it apart. And then there's Georgie. Though not in the trailer's spotlight, her brief appearance is powerful. She stands beside Amy, holding her hand, offering quiet support. Georgie has grown into a woman of strength and empathy, shaped by her own trials and pain. Her return to Heartland in season 19 feels timely and necessary. If Ty is truly back, Georgie's voice may be the one that brings reason and calm in the storm, especially for Lindy, who will need all the love and guidance she can get. But perhaps the most intense moment in the trailer is Lindy's gaze. Clear, questioning, and deeply emotional. In one silent shot, she looks at the man believed to be Ty. Her lips don't move, but her eyes scream a question every child longs to ask. Why weren't you here? The power of that unspoken moment hits hard. It's the kind of pain that can't be erased by time or love. It has to be faced head-on. The trailer drops another bombshell. Nathan. His face appears only for a few seconds, but that's enough to remind us that his story with Amy isn't over. In recent seasons, Nathan has stood by her, quietly becoming a part of her world. But if Ty is back, Nathan's place becomes uncertain. His love for Amy was never loud, but it was real. Watching her torn between two versions of love, one from the past, one from the present, adds a layer of emotional complexity that could make or break all three of them. What makes this trailer so powerful isn't just what it shows, it's what it hides. The secrets, the pauses, the expressions that say more than words ever could. Season 19 is not going for shock value, it's digging deeper. It's asking the hard questions. Can love survive betrayal? Can grief be reversed? And when truth returns from the dead, what happens to the life you've built without it? In this section, the trailer begins to crack open the emotional core of the season. The ranch is no longer just a place of healing, it becomes a battleground for truth, forgiveness, and belonging. And with every frame, the promise becomes clearer. Season 19 is not here to play it safe. It's here to test the strength of every bond we've come to love. As the trailer enters its most emotionally intense moments, something shifts in the atmosphere. It's no longer about the shock of Ty's return or the emotional chaos that follows. Now, it's about survival. Not survival in the physical sense, but emotional survival. The kind that tests your faith, your strength, and your heart when the people you love most have either come back or may walk away again. The ranch, once a symbol of healing and stability, now feels like a fragile ground ready to crack beneath the weight of unspoken truths. The trailer paints this change in subtle but powerful ways. We see Amy standing outside the barn, the wind brushing against her hair, her eyes scanning the land like she's looking for answers in the horizon. Her silence says it all. Her soul is torn between the love that once gave her life meaning and the pain that followed its disappearance. Ty's presence, still unconfirmed by name in the trailer, but heavily implied, brings not only emotional confusion, but tension within the family unit. In one powerful shot, we see him standing at the edge of the dinner table, hands clenched, eyes searching for a place to belong. The rest of the family is seated, unsure, guarded. It's not the joyful reunion some fans may have hoped for. It's more real than that, more complicated. Because when someone returns from the dead, they don't just walk back into your life. They walk into your pain, your scars, and the life you built without them. The trailer's brilliance lies in how it builds tension without saying too much. One brief scene shows Jack walking away from the barn after what appears to be a heated conversation. His shoulders are heavy, his footsteps slow. It suggests that even he, Heartland's moral compass, is struggling to come to terms with the choices that led to this moment. Could it be that Jack knew something Ty told him in secret years ago? Or is he simply broken by the fact that someone he once loved deeply made a decision that left so many shattered? We also catch a glimpse of Lou at a town hall meeting, trying to maintain her composure as her personal life quietly crumbles behind the scenes. She's always been the one to hold everything together, but this season may finally push her past that breaking point. Between trying to protect Amy and navigating her own emotional crossroads, Lou's storyline is bound to become one of the season's most emotionally layered. The trailer hints at a phone call that leaves her stunned. What she hears, we don't know, but the expression on her face says everything. It's not good news. Georgie's return to the ranch continues to provide a stabilizing force, especially for Lindy. She's not just a sister figure anymore, she's stepping into the role of a guide, a mentor, and in many ways, a protector. Georgie understands loss, but she also understands resilience. Her scenes in the trailer with Lindy are gentle yet heartbreaking. She's helping a little girl piece together a picture of a father she never really knew, and may now have to learn how to love under the most confusing circumstances. And then there's Nathan. His presence lingers quietly in the trailer, but his story is anything but silent. In one particular frame, he stands outside the ranch house, staring at the light coming from the window. Inside, Amy is talking to someone we assume is Ty. Nathan doesn't approach, he doesn't interrupt. He just watches. And in that moment, we see a man grappling with heartbreak in the most dignified way possible. He knows he may never fully win Amy's heart now, but still, he chooses to care, from a distance. The trailer begins to tighten its grip, weaving all these stories into one intense emotional thread. The family is trying to hold itself together, but the strain is visible. Every reunion, every confession, every silent moment is like a string pulled tighter and tighter. And we know something's going to snap. Whether it's Amy, Ty, Lindy, or someone else, someone is going to reach a point where words won't be enough. The truth will have to be spoken, no matter how painful. What makes this section of the trailer so powerful is not what's being said, but what's not. The unsaid truths, the haunted expressions, the hesitation in every embrace, it all points to a season that won't just break hearts, but reveal what those hearts are really made of. As the trailer reaches its final moments, the emotional weight becomes almost unbearable. The scenes grow quieter, but more intense. It's no longer about revealing secrets, it's about living with them. The heart of Heartland has always been love, family, and resilience, but this season, those values are put to the ultimate test. The characters we've grown with for nearly 2 decades are no longer just facing life's challenges. They're facing the consequences of truth, choices, and time lost. One of the most gripping moments in the trailer shows Amy sitting alone in her bedroom, a letter clutched in her hands, tears silently falling. Whatever is written on that page changes everything. It could be Ty's explanation, a confession from the past, or perhaps a final piece of the puzzle that reveals why he stayed away all these years. Her face doesn't show anger. It shows heartbreak and understanding, both at once, because love doesn't just vanish with time. It lingers, sometimes painfully, sometimes beautifully. The emotional centerpiece of the trailer is a quiet, powerful scene in the living room. Amy, Ty, and Lindy sit in the same room for the first time. No dramatic music, no shouting, just stillness, heavy with emotion. Lindy finally looks into the eyes of the man she's been told about all her life. The silence between them is louder than any words. And then, her voice breaks it. Soft, unsure, but brave. "Why did you leave us?" Ty's response isn't shown in the trailer. The screen fades to black just before he answers. It's a masterful decision, leaving the audience breathless and desperate for the truth. But season 19 isn't just about healing, it's about rebuilding. The trailer hints that Ty's return won't be smooth. He doesn't just walk back into the family, he has to earn his place again. Jack, protective as ever, gives him a long, hard stare in one scene. Not of hatred, but of warning. "Don't break them again," his expression seems to say. Tim is less restrained. In a split-second shot, he shouts something off camera, likely directed at Ty. For Tim, this isn't just about forgiveness, it's about accountability. And the trailer makes it clear. Not everyone is ready to welcome Ty with open arms. Meanwhile, Nathan's quiet departure seems all but confirmed. In one of the trailer's most emotional closing moments, he stands by his truck, watching Amy from afar. He doesn't say goodbye, he simply nods, gets in, and drives off. His exit isn't bitter. It's respectful. He knows when to let go. And in doing so, he becomes one of the season's quiet heroes. Not every love story ends with forever. Some end with grace. As the trailer nears its end, a single image closes it all. Amy, Ty, and Lindy riding together across an open field. It's peaceful, hopeful, but not perfect. There's still pain. There are still questions. But there's also something they haven't had in a long time. A chance. A chance to begin again, not as the people they once were, but as the people they've become through all the loss, the love, and the time apart. Season 19, as teased in the trailer, isn't just a continuation.